Before I begin this video, I would like to test something out. SOPA mode. SOPA mode works. I was going to have respond to SOPA and jokingly be in support of the bill, but when you take into consideration that he's a copyrighted character, and yeah, this is what happened. The audio file ended up becoming one long censor bleep because his voice was copyrighted. Now to turn SOPA mode off. Okay. I figured that this was really weird. I mean, SOPA and PIPA are very popular subjects. SOPA, as in the Stop Online Piracy Act, and PIPA, the Protect IP Act. What is most known about these bills is that they're trying to stop piracy. And while they have good intent, they are so vaguely worded that these bills could hand complete control of the internet to the government. And in that case, we would have about a good chunk of people arrested just because they uploaded a copyrighted image, or they upload a copyrighted song, or even link to seemingly copyright infringing material. Then you could just get arrested. I mean, who's to say commentators can't be arrested because they use anime characters for their avatars, or just general copyrighted characters for their avatars? Who's to say the people who uploaded Sonic music can't get arrested because they uploaded so much Sonic music? Who's to say I can't get arrested for the Mega Man images on the back? Or if I just mention the word 0, even if I'm just referring to the number, I may be infringing on the fact that there are still at least 4 characters in fiction that go by the same name. Now, that's going a bit too far here. That's just simply saying that if you simply have a tad bit of copyrighted material on there, that doesn't exactly mean that they'd be arrested on the sole purpose of having something copyrighted mistakenly in your video. But it seems to get a bit out of hand in some cases. But it does seem a bit ridiculous. Like, you can have... But YouTube already is pretty SOPA-ish as it is anyway. It takes a while to get around copyrighted materials, and even then, they're very picky about that. You commentators that remember RJ Bansma, he was infamous for false flagging many commentator videos simply because they, quote-unquote, stole his videos and promoted hate speech, when in reality they were just trying to provide constructive criticism and throw in some humor to make sure the audience isn't bored out of their fucking minds watching the video. But commentators often use the words fair use. Well, YouTube doesn't give a flying fuck about fair use, because many videos have wrongfully been flagged down, even if they have no copyrighted material whatsoever. And some people may use fair use for all of this SOPA and PIPA stuff. Well, let's be honest here. If YouTube doesn't give a flying fuck about fair use, then what makes you think the government would? Besides, I'm not really bothering to do anything about SOPA or PIPA to begin with anyway. As a lot of people have pointed out, these bills go against the First Amendment, with freedom of speech. If it really does go against the First Amendment, as you guys said, this bill should not pass in any way, shape, or form. But really, all this internet piracy bill crap started around late last year anyway, with the Bill S978, and about the only thing I really made about that was simply taking a Nostalgia Critic clip from his Raiders of the Story Arc X-Men series, like where he was surprised that the Sentinels were approved by the government despite the fact that they destroy buildings and don't care about property damage in their hunt for the mutants. And thusly, the Nostalgia Critic responded with, "No wonder the economy's in the toilet." And I thought that because, to me, these online piracy bills, I don't get why they focus so much on online piracy. It's out of selfishness, really. They really only care about themselves. They care about how much money they have. They're really only doing this to make sure that they can get another $7 out of us. And who's to say we're right in it as well? Part of the reason why a lot of us are really against this is because it will destroy a lot of our hard work. and thusly we care about our things. A tad too much, maybe. Why do you think Screw Attack is going against this? This could potentially take down their website. Same reason why that guy with the glasses is going against SOPA. It seriously is just... You have to take all of this into consideration, folks. Not everyone is in the right in this case. It all depends on selfishness, on what you want, what you need. It's truly what you think about it. I'm not going to bother with SOPA because SOPA, if it truly is against the First Amendment, shouldn't pass in any way, shape, or form. Now, for those of you curious, well, why the hell are you talking about SOPA? SOPA's been dead. Wrong. It is not dead. Why do you think people still make videos about SOPA? It is not dead. It was simply shelved, and thusly, it could be picked back up and watched again. But here's the thing. Remember I said around the beginning that SOPA and PIPA had good intentions, but because of the vague wording, it could take down a lot of stuff that we care about on the internet, and could practically restrict the internet to being useless altogether, completely useless. So basically, what this means with SOPA being shelved is that it probably will give them enough time to think about actually creating a bill that will stop piracy while keeping the internet free. Whatever, I'm done with this shit.